Welcome to this video tutorial about Inkscape. Before we start interacting with the actual program, I'll start out by saying that I'm assuming that you know how to do a few basic computer things like install software and move around the desktop. So those are a few preliminary requirements for doing this video tutorial. Um, I'll first be answering a common question that's important to Inkscape, is that what are vector graphics? Vector graphics are important to us right now because Inkscape works with vector graphics and other software like Photoshop works with bitmap graphics. The difference is outlined in the Wikipedia article, which I'll open up now. Let's see. Here it says vector graphics are the use of geometrical primitives such as point lines, curves, and polygons that make up graphics. That means that the graphics on the computer are defined mathematically instead of by pixels. Usually on a computer you're used to, say, zooming up on a photo and realizing that it's just made up of a bunch of colored squares. But in vector graphics, you can zoom up infinitely and it'll stay a clean, smooth line. So everything in vector graphics is defined mathematically by the computer. You can see in this image the difference between zooming up on a vector image and a bitmap image. Down here you'll see that it gets pixelated and you can see the squares, and up here you'll see that there are smooth lines. So that's what vector graphics are, and that's the difference between, say, Photoshop and Inkscape. Inkscape works with vectors, which are good for logos and web design and other uses where you have to scale an image infinitely, and while bitmap images are used better in photos and other graphics applications that involve more detail. So now we'll check out the user interface of Inkscape. Hi, welcome to the second part of this video tutorial where we shall explore the user interface. It'll be a little unnerving at first, but we'll get used to it. Here on the left side of the screen is what is called a toolbox with tools in it. You use these tools to create things on your central plane. This rectangle here represents an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and it's only here for size reference, so don't pay much attention to it. So let's try creating something with the tools on the toolbox. Click the rectangle button with your left mouse button and then click and drag. You'll see that you have created an object. You can edit the object by going back to the toolbox and clicking the cursor icon. Click that and you'll see that you'll be presented with a number of arrows around the box. Use these arrows to edit the size of the object and click the object again to get a different set of arrows. You'll use these arrows to rotate the object or scale it diagonally. So delete that with the delete button, and let's try some other features. Text works just like you think it would. You click the text tool and click on a space and start typing. Now it's a little hard to see this text, so go back to the cursor tool and we'll learn how to zoom up to small objects. So to zoom, hold down the control key and move the middle mouse wheel to change your zoom level. So again, that's control key, holding that down, and then moving your middle mouse button forward or backward. Now we can see that the text is visible. Double click the text to go back into the text editing mode, and click on the cursor icon to see the arrows that were mentioned earlier. You can move the text around and scale it just like we did on the square. If you double click the text and get to the text editing mode, the settings for the text can be edited at the top. You can see alignment, properties, boldness, italics, and font size and font type up here. So zoom back out. So now say you wanted to change the text color, or the color of anything on the screen. Click the object you want to change colors and push Control Shift F. Again, that's Control Shift F. You'll be presented with a fill and stroke dialog box, and you can use this to change the color of the object you are editing. I found that the color wheel is the easiest way to do this, but there's also cyan, magenta, yellow editing boxes and other ways to edit your color. This slider right here controls how opaque the object is, or transparent, and up here you can select a flat color, a gradient, or two different kinds of gradients, or filling it with a pattern. So that's how you change the color of an object. You change the, say you had two circles, and one's black, one's green, and you want to put the black circle behind the yellow circle, but whenever you drag it over it, it just stays on top. You change the depth of an object by clicking page up and page down on your computer. This page up and page down control key changes what layer the object is on, so that way you can stack your objects to how you'd like them. And this is also a way to create drop shadows for your objects, so you can layer your objects like that. So that's the basic user interface. File format and other basic features are at the top like you'd expect. For more advanced features, check out the other video tutorials. Thanks for watching.